The secret to investing isn't intelligence, it is simplicity. I believe one of the biggest reason why you struggle in stock market is you make investing far more complicated than it needs to be. Every day you have been told to follow hundreds of indicators, predict interest rates, track global news, and constantly react to market movements. After studying successful investors and businesses, I have come to a different conclusion. Wealth is rarely built through complexity. It is built through clarity, discipline, simplicity. Today, we'll explore why I believe simplicity is one of the greatest competitive advantages in investing and how it can improve not just your portfolio but your decision making in every aspect of your life. Simplicity is not easy. You confuse simplicity with laziness. I don't. Simple thinking is often harder because it requires you to ignore distractions. Anyone can make investing sound complicated. Few can explain it simply. Albert Einstein once said, "Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler." Complexity feels smarter. You naturally believe complicated answers are better. You trust fancy charts, complex formulas, technical jargons, financial buzzwords. Why? Because complexity creates the illusion of expertise. In my opinion, complexity has become a status symbol. You assume if something is difficult to understand, it must be valuable. But here's what I have learned. Making investing sound complicated is easy. Making it simple requires real understanding. The goal is not to impress people. The goal is to make better investment decisions. I only want to understand businesses. When I look at a company, I do not begin with charts. I begin by asking simple questions. How does this business make money? Why do customers choose it? Can it continue growing? Will people use its products 10 years from now? If I can't answer those questions, I don't invest, I walk away. I have skipped many investment opportunities because they were outside my expertise. I believe saying I don't know is a strength, not a weakness. For me, investment is understanding the business and not predicting the market. Nestle India, a simple business. I have invested lakhs in Nestle India. Why? Not because it is exciting, it is because it is predictable. People have been drinking Nescafe and eating Maggi products for generations. The brand is globally recognized. The business generates consistent profits. Simple businesses often produce extraordinary long-term results. The dangers of chasing complexity. Many of you constantly search for the next AI stock, hidden penny stocks, secret trading systems, insider information. There are no extra points for difficult investments. A simple investment that generates 15% return is far better than a complicated investment that loses money. You create your own problem. You lose money not because the market is difficult. It is because you keep on changing your strategy. Sometimes you think like a long-term investor. Sometimes you think like a trader. You follow social media tips, latest trends, keep on changing the direction, which creates confusion. A simple plan followed consistently is far better than a brilliant plan followed for a week. Ignore the noise. Every day there is a breaking news. Experts predict crashes. Others predict new highs. The media profits from making us emotional. I focus on things which I can actually understand. The business, the management, the financial statements, the valuation. Everything else is mostly noise. Great businesses don't need complicated stories. I have noticed something interesting. Great businesses are surprisingly easy to understand. People buy their products every day. The brand is trusted. Their earnings grow over time. Sometimes the best investment do not look exciting. They simply keep performing every year. And that's exactly what you should be looking for. Simplicity reduces emotional mistakes. Complex strategies often leads to panic, overtrading, confusion, stress. Simple strategies create discipline. One reason why I prefer simplicity because it keeps my emotions under control. When you understand why you own the business, you are less likely to sell when the market crashes. A falling price does not necessarily mean a bad investment. If the fundamentals of the business remain strong, temporary volatility is easier to handle. Simple thinking often creates emotional stability. My investing philosophy, these are the principles which I follow. Buy business, not stock symbols. Think in years, not days. Ignore unnecessary market noise. Never invest in what I don't understand. Patience creates opportunities. Simplicity creates confidence. Consistency creates wealth. These ideas guide every investment decisions I make. Simple doesn't mean easy. Simple means focusing on what truly matters. The world rewards people who chase complexity, but history often rewards people who master simplicity. The next time you are tempted by a complex investing strategy, ask yourself one question. Can I explain this investment to a 12-year-old? If the answer is no, the investment is not smarter, it's just complicated. My goal isn't to find the most complicated investment. My goal is to make smartest simple decision and have the patience to let time do the rest. Remember, complexity impresses people. Simplicity builds wealth. If you master simplicity, you will already be ahead of most investors.